So I'm gonna begin this video by putting the starter back in the starter location here.
Right
here, as you can see, and we need a little rubber garment to go on. I'm gonna grab that. Alright, so next I want to put on this oil filter housing, but obviously I need to clean it first. So as you can see, it has a lot of debris on the backside, so I'm gonna clean it, spray it out with brake cleaner, and then install it. So stay focused. Alright, to the best of my ability, I've cleaned this up. Not bad, eh? Let's go ahead and install it. In the head of ourselves, you're gonna need this gasket. I think I picked it up from, I want to say I got this off Rock Auto, or maybe I picked it up at O'Reilly's. But it is a oil filter adapter gasket, Ford Mazda. There you go. This is going to work. We're going to set this with the face down. Like that. Then we'll put the bolts through to lock it in place so that it doesn't move. We'll put one here and here. There we go. So now we can install it. So let's do it. These bolts are a size 10. We've got to solve this bracket issue because I didn't put the bracket back on before I put the trans back in. So now I got to solve that. I'm talking about this thing here. So we got to go watch another video to learn how to do that because I've forgotten how that goes. So stay focused. Okay, so the slave cylinder line is in now. I had to reposition what you saw me working on. I was repositioning the power steering to get it out of the way because it needs to go over this mechanism here, and then it'll go down to its place of existence. So I got to work on getting the lower radiator bracket, which is what this power steering cooler attaches to, and we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna go back to speed zone here, and we're gonna work on getting these hoses and stuff attached and everything, and yeah, making sure we have enough clearance so that I can start working on cutting the hoses to fit up my coolant lines in the back. So that's what we're doing right now. Stay focused. All right, shifting is connected, which is great. So now I'm going to work on running these power steering lines and getting the front support bracket on, and we'll be in pretty good business on this end. So far a little easier than the automatic, but let's continue with the work. Stay tuned. So off camera, I dealt with the famous power steering hose and center. You want to make sure you line that up correctly. Power steering leaks are not fun to fix, so make sure you're doing it right. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get this knock sensor put back in its place. It just fits back here. You'll see what I'm saying in a second. Clicks into the back of the intake manifold. Right there. That's the plug for the power steering center, or the power steering. That's the center for the power steering. What are we gonna do next? I think we need to get the hose for the AC compressor on, because I remember on the S4 having difficulty trying to put this in after I had already put the radiator and condenser in. So I'm probably going to put that hose on beforehand. This compressor is pre-charged with 3 ounces. We'll see. We'll see about that. I don't know if I want to add that just yet. All right, let's go over here. And I think what I'm going to work on now is getting back to finding the support bracket for the radiator, putting on the power steering stuff and cooler lines, and getting it all in place, cleaning up this stuff so that it doesn't, it isn't dirty. I cleaned out the power steering reservoir, and we'll go ahead and add all that stuff back, tighten everything down for this side of the engine. The passenger side driver motor mount, get this like actually tightened down or torqued down, and then we can put on the reservoir, coolant reservoir, and I think we'll be good on that front. So let's get going. Stay focused. So here is the radiator bracket that I have to remember how to install. I know that it fits down below here, but I gotta go find the bolts that puts this in place. So let me go do that. All right, YouTube. So off camera, I got a couple of things done, and I'm gonna start shooting here again. So you can see the power steering, like I said, is ran. Got the compressor hose in. I had to do a little shaving to get this one to fit. It is actually fit snug, and mainly because the intake manifold I'm using is not one from the Focus but from the CX7. Got the hosing connected to the power steering reservoir, putting the brackets and stuff back in for the dryer, and I got a new dryer as well as earlier in the year you saw I did the new orifice tube that's back there. So that's going. Over here, what I'm working on now is making sure I have all the connections and everything I need to go back to where I need it to. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just I'm putting stuff back together, and that's what you'll see throughout the remainder of this. And if there's something super important I want you to know, I'll kind of stop and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing, but let's just get back to it. Alright, so there we go. I got the hoses for the coolant now set, and I can kind of move these out of the way as I see fit. But those are good. I need to clamp them down, obviously, so that, you know, it doesn't leak. But so far, so good. I can now go and put on the remainder of this, excuse me. I can now go and put on the remainder of this water outlet. So I'm gonna get the pipes and everything for those and hook it up back over to the reservoir over there, and we'll be good to go on that front. So let's get started with that. Stay focused. Got to take this bracket off again because you need the bracket holder. Then you put the actual motor mount on top of that, and then you can fit everything in. This is what I'm going to be doing now. Okay, so I'm finally getting around to installing the rear strut or the torque mount, and you'll need this piece here. I just want to show you this in case you forgot how to install it. But this piece, this long piece, needs to go right here like that. So let me back it up for you. Just sit on there like that, and everything slots into place like this. So let me get the bolt in, and then I can show you. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like, and it's very tight up under here. I don't have a lift, but you want it to look like this. And this picture, in a few minutes when we install the torque mount, it'll fit in this location here and here. But just look at all this right here. I know some of you might be like, oh, it's just a focus, but to a lot of us out here, you know, this is our starter. This is how we get into the car game and start moving up to, you know, other bills and whatnot. But for me, this is progress. Looking at the car from underneath and realizing what it's about to be to a lot more people than just me. This is huge, and I hope that it all works, because a lot of time was spent doing this. But you know, I was just down here reflecting on where we've come so far, and I was like, man, like, look at what all we've done on this channel. This is pretty cool. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to putting this stuff on and move on to the next thing, shall we? Stay focused.